So what do Elsie Silver, H.D. Carlton, and Emily Rath have in common? Well, they all make hundreds of thousands of dollars with this embarrassing little side hustle, and I'm going to share with you exactly what the side hustle is and how you can jump in 2 feet first and start making the kind of money that these people are making every single day. So let's get started with this. So there's a little known side hustle that you probably heard of, but you didn't realize how much money some of these people are making. There are tons of people, men and women alike. In fact, it's mostly considered a woman type of business, but there's a lot of men that are enjoying the benefits of this business as well. And I'm here to share with you exactly what the steps are as far as how you can become successful in the same exact high cash flowing business. So I'm sure you've heard of it. It's Amazon Kindle. It's the KDP platform that they have where you can actually self-publish books. But not every book makes money. In fact, most nonfiction titles make almost no money at all. Nonfiction books kind of have a different strategy connected to it, where you basically use the book as kind of a calling card for whatever product or service you're trying to sell. And then ideally people will try to connect with you through whatever websites you have in the book or whatever free reports you have available to ultimately sell something to them on the back end. That's typically how nonfiction book publishing works. However, on the flip side, as you know, there's something called fiction publishing, right? Fiction books. And so fiction books are like Harry Potter and, the millions of other, books that are out there that you can actually make tons of money as kind of this, I guess, obscure author, or not even an author, because you don't really have to be an author. You can actually hire a ghostwriter on places like Fiverr or Upwork, where somebody else is writing the books for you and you're making tons of money in the process. And so what are these fiction books that are making this kind of money? In fact, hundreds of thousands of dollars per month, cash in their pocket every single month, month over month, like clockwork. Well, it's one category that really dominates over every other category out there, and it's the romance category. Now, there's another category too. It's like the mystery fiction, or the mystery thriller, I should say, that actually does fairly well. I will warn you in advance, it's a lot harder to be able to build a fan base and to make money with the thriller mystery genre. But when it comes to romance, even if you're a dude, you can actually pick a really nice female pen name and you can kill it in this market. In fact, one particular student of mine actually does over $250,000, and he's got a female pen name, and he actually is a guy, and he does really, really well with the romance category. So you're probably wondering, well, Monica, how can I get involved in this business? Now, I'm going to share with you the reality of it, because I think it's fair that you know what you're up against when it comes to competition and how much it takes to actually make this business successful. So if you're lazy, or you're looking for this, let me make millions of dollars in 5 seconds kind of business, or let me watch TV and make millions of dollars, this is not the business for you, okay? So I'm just warning you right now, this is not for lazy people, and it's not for people who think that this is going to work in 30 days or less. It's just not. This is a business that takes time to get up and running. This is a business where it's going to take about a solid year to get set up, get started, get rolling with, get traction with. And if you don't have that year to invest and you just don't want to spend a year, then let's have a conversation a year from now and see where you're at. Because I can guarantee you, if you're jumping from one ship to the next, one shiny object to the next, one business opportunity to the next, you're still going to be in the same position 1 year from now. You're not going to be any further along because you're in such a hurry to try to move forward that if you're not going to spend time on a legitimate business to set it up properly and to get it rolling, you're probably not going to ever find that business that's going to take good care of you. It's just the reality of how business works. Because let me tell you, any legitimate business is going to take some time to set up. For example, even if you started an auto detailing business, you're going to have to not only put money into it, meaning you're going to have to buy a truck, you're going to have to buy supplies, you're going to have to buy business cards and flyers, a website. You're going to have all these different things. And then it's going to take time for you to pass out the flyers, to advertise, to market, to talk to people, to get referrals. It's going to take about a year to build your business, right? And that's just a very simple auto detailing business with very minimal overhead. So there's still going to be expense into getting involved in the business, and there's still going to be time in ramping the business up. Again, welcome to the real business world, because this is how it works. So any and all legitimate businesses take time to set up and take time to get rolling. This is no different of a business. So the cool thing is you don't have to be a writer to do well with this business. I like to look at it as being a producer, kind of like a movie producer, where you are tying all of these elements together. So for example, you'll be the person who finds a ghostwriter, has an idea for a book, basically goes out and finds the person who can develop the cover for you, for example, right? You're going to find somebody who's going to write the blurb for you, somebody who's going to do all these different components, and then you're going to upload this book when it's all said and done into the KDP Amazon publishing platform, and you're going to start marketing the book at that point. Because once you upload the book, the process has just started. Even though it feels like you've been in the process forever on this one book, the process has just started. Then you have to market the book. You can market the book through TikTok. You can market the book through Facebook ads, like $5 a day Facebook ads. You can do book and movie trailers. Like people on Fiverr do an amazing job creating these tantalizing book trailers that can pull people in and want people to make people want the book. You can do all kinds of different kinds of promotions for the book. So all of these different things are required to gain traction and what we call getting the snowball effect, meaning that after a time there's a tipping point where once you are able to get a certain number of people interested in your book, you'll be able to explode your book sales. And then on top of that, all the other titles that you had that maybe didn't sell that well, all of a sudden they're going to start selling too, because you're going to get people glommering onto this one book and they're going to become a fan and they're going to want to see all the other books under that pen name. So rule number one, let's talk about what we need to do to get this done if this is the type of business you're interested in. Rule number one is you're going to want to get involved in the best-selling genre, which is romance. And if romance is just not your thing and you're like, Monica, I'm a dude, I love thrillers and I love mystery, then start with there, okay? That you need to be in a genre that you're interested in long enough to want to stay in the business for years. And if romance is not your thing, then don't do it. You might as well just do something that you're interested in, even if it does take a little longer to set up and a little longer to make successful. So if you're interested in mystery, thriller types of books or action adventure, then do those. And so rule number one is to work with a genre, ideally, that makes a lot of money. Because then making money is almost like falling off a log, which is what we want, right? And then so rule number two is to start doing research to find what the best-selling tropes and themes are. And the only way you're going to do that is go to the Amazon platform, find the 100 top paid Amazon Kindle books, paid, not free. And you can do this with a shortcut. I created a shortcut domain for you to just go to. Don't type the www in, just type kdbestsellers.com. Go directly to the top 100 paid Amazon Kindle bestsellers, and then go to the genre to the left-hand side of the screen that interests you the most. Look at the top, say, 20 books that are doing really, really well. And then there's a software that I recommend that does really, really good with basically telling you exactly what the author is making on that book. And you can find in the description box below exactly how to get that software. It's a one-time cost. It costs less than what lunch is going to cost for you. And you can basically find what all of these authors are making on these books. And I will tell you, your head is going to spin, because you're going to be like, I cannot believe that people are making this kind of money on these books. It's just incredible. It's almost like the most embarrassing little side hustle secret of the millionaires next door on the planet. I swear, it really is. It's just kind of crazy. So rule number two is obviously to find the tropes and themes, meaning that what are a lot of these books about? What do their covers look like? You want to emulate as much of these types of books and storylines as possible. And then number three, you can use a software. So rule number three is to use a software. It could be ChatGPT, it could be Pseudo-Write, to help you create a very simple, I guess you could say, outline, okay? And you have a very simple outline done. And what you could do is then rule number four, go ahead and find a ghostwriter to write this for you. Now, ghostwriters will cost you thousands of dollars, especially really good ones. So what the cool thing is that you can use a software to outline for you. And then you could also have the software help you write the book for you as well, okay? So then that way you're not spending thousands of dollars for a ghostwriter to write the book for you. And of course, a lot of these ghostwriters, especially the high-end demand ones, you'll be waiting 6 to 8 weeks, maybe sometimes longer, for them to even start your book. And then the book is going to also then take 2 months after that to write. So you might be waiting months and months and months for the really good ghostwriter to be able to write your book for you, on top of spending thousands of dollars for it. And then that doesn't even include the editing costs afterwards, right? So the cool thing about using software like Pseudo-Write, for example, or Scribbler, is that you can actually have these softwares help you write your book for you. Now, they're not going to write it all for you. You're going to have to painstakingly go through and have them generate, like, text for you and words for you and put it all together. But again, as a movie producer or a book producer in your case, it's going to be well worth it, because you are creative. You're a lot more creative than you think. And the reason I know this is because if you enjoy any kind of movie or show that's all written from the imagination, whether it's Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, Harry Potter, if you enjoy any of those types of entertainment, then you're a creative person, because you have to be creative to enjoy things that are not of this world, if you know what I mean. So I honestly do think that people don't give themselves enough credit on how creative they are. And a lot of us just enjoy that creativity. I mean, I'm sure that there's a form of art that you really like that you wish you can do that you can't because you have to make a living 9 to 5, right? Maybe you're a sculptor. Maybe you like, making pottery or ceramics, or maybe you like drawing or painting. Maybe you like writing poetry. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's probably something you enjoy. And so the cool thing about this whole business is that it kind of exacerbates and allows you that creativity that maybe you've been missing out on all these years because you have to hold on a job to be able to make money. The cool thing is, once this business takes off, you can ditch the job and you can just focus on this, which is just such a phenomenal, amazing opportunity. And so rule number 5 is that once you're able to get your book up and running and out there, you want to push as hard as you possibly can to get that book on Book Talk, which is through TikTok, or to be able to do your Facebook promotion, and also use a service called Puppy.co. And Puppy.co can help you get reviews, legitimate reviews for your books. So then that way you're not having to wait forever to get your first review, because that's sometimes the hardest nut to crack in this business. But in the meantime, while you're going through this whole process with marketing your book your first book that you have, the next rule is that you have to keep churning it out. Wash, rinse, repeat. Wash, rinse, repeat. So initially you're going to be able to crank out a book, maybe 1 book per quarter. And then eventually you're going to want to do 1 book every other month, and then 1 book a month. You want to definitely get on that 1 book a month track as quickly as possible. And here's another tip for you that a lot of people don't do. And that is, have your books translated to Spanish. Because if you have your books translated to Spanish, then you can double, if not triple or quadruple your sales, because a lot of these authors just simply do not have their books translated to Spanish, which also includes having the cover redone in Spanish as well. And the cool thing is, Amazon now offers you to be able to access their voiceover. Like back in the day, we're talking like last year, that's back in the day in this business, I had to pay thousands of dollars to have a voiceover talent read my books, right? You can now use their beta AI. The second your book is published and on the KDE platform and approved, they will allow you to choose one of the many, I think there's like 8 or 12 different AI voices that you can use to read your book, and it happens instantly, and you can get all that Audible income without paying somebody thousands of dollars and waiting 6 to 8 weeks for the Audible version to be done for your book. It's like pretty freaking amazing. So I like that part a lot now. So you can have both your Kindle and your Audible book, and then finally you want to have a paperback version as well. You want to have all 3 versions. You want to have Kindle, Audible, and paperback, because then you never know what anybody's going to want to buy. In the very least, you're going to want to have Kindle and Audible available, because a lot of people like to listen to books in their car, believe it or not. I'm one of those people, by the way. So this is a really amazing, awesome business. But again, it's only for those of you that are really interested in publishing. You're interested in working with the genre that makes the most money, which is either romance or thriller mystery. and you're willing to wait it out and push really hard for a year to be able to make this business work. If that sounds like something that you want to do, then this is probably the business for you. If it does not sound like it's of interest to you, or you can't write your way out of a paper bag, or you don't even know how to spell your name half the time, this is probably not the business for you. But if it is for you, I have a free training right down below. You can go in the description box, and I could share with you more about how I make this business work, how I've been able to make other successful students make this business work, and how you could potentially make this business work for you if you're willing to stick through it for the next year. All right? So that's it. Hopefully you found some value. If you did, give me a nice thumbs up, as well as subscribe to my channel, because I have a lot more videos to come. This is Monica Main signing off, and I will see you in the next video.